Hello and welcome back to another episode of Project Oarai. Now, I'd like to start out this episode by just thanking everyone who put forward a name in the last video. All the recommendations of names that you'd all come up with were just mind-blowing, to be honest. I was looking at the names and just just thinking of the names that I had come up with. And mine were absolutely terrible. And just reading a couple of the names that you all had come up with, I was like, I'm so glad that I opted for you guys to be naming the city and not me, because the names are just there's some really good ones. I'm not going to say which ones I really like. I'm going to wait until we get down to a way of kind of picking them at the moment, because I'm gonna be waiting around another week because I'm not sure how to go about narrowing down the selection of names that we've got, because there's quite a few that I really like and I'm just not sure how I should go about doing it. I've thought of one way, and that could be, I will select like 3 or 4 names, and then do a poll and let you guys vote on it, on which name you like the most out of that selection. And then that'll move on to like the next round, and then I'll select another couple of names, and then maybe we do that until we get down to like kind of the final ones, because there are quite a few that I like, so there's definitely enough names to do at least a few rounds. And I'm thinking we could do it that way, but I'm not sure how tedious it could be for everyone to be continually voting. So I'm not sure if maybe I should just find 4 good names that I like the look of, and then I let you all vote on just the 4 names. So I'm gonna play around with the idea of I just select 4 good names and let you guys vote on them in the community voting poll thing, or we do like a quick fire round of every hour or something. I'll just put up like a name, or I'll just put some up at maybe one day, then one the next, and so we've got like 4 contenders. I'm actually kind of thinking that might actually be just be really tedious and kind of awkward to do, to be honest. So I think, yeah, what I might actually do is I'm gonna narrow it down to 4 good names, which is gonna be kind of hard because there's some absolutely fantastic names. Like, you guys have really, and I do mean it, you've absolutely blown it out of the water. Like I said, way better than anything I was coming up with in my spare time. So yeah, I actually really appreciate the name selections. So yeah, I think actually we're just gonna go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna find 4 good names, and then we'll do a poll, and then we'll see which one comes out on top. Okay, so after looking around my city a lot, I've really been struggling on how I see my city and how I'm trying to build it going forward. And what I kind of mean by this is, it may sound rather weird, or I kind of hope that you can understand where I'm kind of coming from on this, but I know it's just a game. I just want to clear that up now before anyone makes fun of me because of it. But the way my brain works when I'm trying to lay the city out, and this is why I've always stuck to villages, because they're so easy to do. Just a line of commercial here, farmland here, hospital, not hospital, doctors here, intersection here, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, anyway, I was rambling. What I am trying to say is my brain basically works on when I look at my city, it has to make sense. So I can't just put down a hospital right next to the city centre where all the commercial is, because in my head that wouldn't make sense on why that is there. I know that there's probably somewhere out there where there's hospitals close to the city centres and stuff in real life, but I know for me and my brain, like, it doesn't make sense why it would be there. It'd be a little bit further away from the town centre. And the same goes for like other stuff like industry and stuff like that. There's sometimes a little bit down like back streets and stuff like that, but that's kind of as far as it goes. And this is the reason why, as of late, I've just been filling out some of the blocks around the train station just so I can get that mental image of the surrounding area, because I can think about the surrounding area as much as I want, like, okay, this is where this is going to go, but I can't visually see it. But the moment I visually see it, even if it's not detailed and not done properly and it's just kind of thrown down and that's it, I can still see it, you know? I hope you kind of know what I mean. But I can see it and I know kind of what the area is going to look like, so I can build according to that. Because I also want there to be this gradual downfall of where the skyscrapers are and the big buildings from where the train station is. I want it to be like around there. And then slowly, as you go outwards, it's going to just get smaller and smaller and smaller until you're gradually at, 2-story, standard houses height. Just your basic 2 stories and stuff, and maybe a couple of 4 stories, 5, 6, and so on. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out at the moment, because when I was looking around, I didn't really realize until I started filling the block out that I posted on the YouTube community page. Yeah, I hadn't realized that the area for the city is actually massive, because I filled this block in and sadly you can't see it properly on the YouTube community page, because it shrinks your pictures and sometimes it won't show the full images of the city. So that kind of sucks. But the point I'm trying to make is follow me on Twitter so you can see bigger pictures. Anyways, so the point I'm trying to make is we have a huge surface area to build on. And I mean huge. Like, the ideas that I've got now that I've realized that the city blocks, the one that I did fill out was it's pretty big, realistically, for what's put inside of it. And it's made me realize that I can dedicate some of the bigger areas around, maybe for like bigger supermarkets, big car dealerships, big hospitals, maybe somewhere in the city we build like a huge university or something. I think that might be pretty cool as well. It's just, now that I've seen some of the blocks filled out and I realized that we've actually got loads of room to just build some really crazy and absolutely super heavily detailed stuff. I'm just really happy that I filled out the block and I've looked around, and it's given me a better chance of seeing what I actually have to work with, if that makes any sense. And I've just realized that I've used this whole episode to kind of just ramble about the game and what's my ideas are, and I've said nothing about the episode at all. I'm so sorry. But honestly, there's kind of not much to this episode, really. I I knew I had to upload something for you all, and I wasn't really too sure what I was going to do. And then this idea of a huge tower complex with kind of a garden in front of it and some shops along the main road and a subway attached to it just popped into my mind. So yeah, that is this episode. And I've kind of rambled for quite a long time. Probably said a little bit too much. Probably not said enough. I don't know. It depends what type of person you are. So yeah, anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop rambling now, and I'm going to leave you with the rest of the episode. And I hope you enjoy. And don't forget to stay tuned for next week, or maybe on Wednesday. Maybe we'll find out the 4 names of the ones that we're going to have to pick from. But for now, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. And like always, I'll see you all in the next one.